welcome, Karen.
I will see you Monday on the 5.
All right.
Americans' total student loan debt reportedly now sits at $1.6 trillion. In fact, the average borrower owes about $37,000. 2020 Democrat candidate Elizabeth Warren says that we should just wipe it all out and start over. She announced a plan this week that would forgive $50,000 of debt for everyone who makes less than $100K a year and would forgive substantial amounts of debt for people who make up to $250K. She also wants to make all 2- and 4-year public colleges free. Liz says her plan would only cost $1.2 trillion over 10 years, and she wants to pay for it with a wealth tax, which no one's even sure if that's constitutional. So is this really how we should deal with the student debt crisis? Joining me now, National Taxpayers Union Senior Fellow and Forward Strategies President Mattie Duppler is back. Welcome back, Mattie.
Hey, Kennedy. Welcome back to you.
This stuff is so misguided. And it was actually Pete Buttigieg who pointed out the tyranny of the majority of people who make less money paying for the student loan debt of the minority who actually now has the ability to go out and make more money.
Yeah, I really can't decide if what annoys me more about Elizabeth Warren is her relentless talk about inequality while proposing unequal policies, or her reliance on this wealth tax to pay for every new expensive plan she came up with. But the first point I think is a good one, is the fact that we know people who go to college are better off. By relieving them of their debt, what you're doing is you're doing a huge wealth transfer to people who are better off, paid for by the rest of this country. The relief that she is suggesting starts at $100K. And starts to diminish up to $250K. Well, you can imagine a kid who's entering a very expensive new industry, jobs like those in tech that generally pay above $100 grand. Someone who is coming out of college and looking at their student loans is then going to make the decision: do I take this new job or do I look for something that pays me less?
Yeah.
And we know the effect of that then is that's just like a marginal tax rate on top of all that income. Then, if you can't take the job over $100K for fear of giving up your debt forgiveness.
It's a race to be completely mediocre, and that is so sad. And we're not really dealing with the issues that drive up college costs. And there's no incentive for, especially these public schools, to bring costs down or to, service students with better professors and majors that benefit them in the job market, because there's no accountability at all whatsoever. And the federal government is just printing money in terms of Pell Grants, and that exacerbates a really bad problem.
I mean, let's be clear. Elizabeth Warren is not going to make college free. She's just going to obscure the true cost of college by making taxpayers pay for it. Right now, students get somewhat of a bill in the form of the student loans they take on, but they don't see the full cost of college if the taxpayer is the one who's footing the bill for them. So by making college free, you're not getting rid of any of those disincentives you just discussed. Yeah. All that is a bigger check to universities and colleges to continue to rise the cost of tuition.
That's
and not to mention just tuition. I mean, it's expensive to go to college.
But they're also increasing the number of administrators they have at these colleges. And if public schools are free, they're going to suck, and the private schools are going to be really good. And rich people will go to the private schools with the better professors and better programs, and the less privileged will try and buy their daughters onto the USC crew team. And that's also a bad option. Mattie Duppler, thank you so much.
Thanks, Kennedy.
Coming up, Bernie Sanders says convicts should have the right to vote. That's fun. Kamala Harris kind of did too, but now she's